Okay, now we are going to discuss about how our process of adding new product are uh, done, and let's check how we done that. Uh, First, we get all the input field values from using IDs. We can see in our product we have to use our IDs like category in category field, uh, then our brand in our brand selector, as we got in every input field by using ID in JavaScript. We can see there we get a category, band, model, title. We got that fourth values by using our JavaScript, and in this case we have changed when we get that value. First, we assign zero value to condition. Then we set a if condition to if there that element is checked. If there that element is checked by using that checked checked value, then we set a condition as a 1 if checked B is checked. Then we set a condition value as a 2. We can see there we have two IDs for two radios, and if this checked, we set that value as a 1. If other one is checked, then we set value as a 2. Mm, that should change as our ID B and U used and for checked use and brand new one. Then as previous we got the all value by using IDs, color, quantity, cost, and delivery cost in Colombo and out of Colombo, and our description, and we get our image uploaded. Then we select all the uh, input field in our JavaScript. Then we input those value into our form to send to our admin product process PHP. Then we append as a name and value pair, and we set all the values we got from that fields. Then we set as every values in like that. Then in our image uploader files, there can be 3 or more files. Therefore, uh, we have to set all the image files into our form. Therefore, we check our length of that file loader. Then we get that file loader. Then we check one by one files from using for loop, and we set that for loop, and we in that for loop we set that append as a name as a image our variable x. Then we set a image value as image uploader, which we get from that id, and its file name is index name is equal to our variable. Then if there are many files, those all files have in our form. Then we send our form to our add new product process PHP. Then look, then see how in our product process PHP code we put our PHP, and initially we set our session start. Then we require our connection PHP. Then we got our session user email, and we assign that email into email variable. That is the first part. Then we got our variable which we send by JavaScript. All those values we got. Then we have to in our database, in those those tables, category has brand table, and brand has model table. Have to input the data before we add to other field like product and district categories and others. Therefore, we first we search our brand has model table, and brand has model table. We select all, and we set a condition which we got from that field model and brand. Those if there is a same record, then we don't need to add. If we check that one as a ID, we have to get that ID. That's why we check in if there are record regarding to our search, and we set that variable as ID, MHB ID, and we check if there are a record by using num rows. If it is greater than 0, then then that's mean we have that record already in our table. Then we assign to our variable mhbid as our result set that id. Uh, if it is not, we have else. Uh, we have to insert that pair. Therefore, we set a IUD class and insert our model has brand table to those values, brand and model ID. Then we set our brand and model IDs, which we got from our script. Then we have to get that ID first. Therefore, we assign to that ID as a database and connection insert ID. That's mean we can get this line which we insert last record. That record ID is can get from that line. Then if we insert that record, we can get that record ID from that line. Then we have to set a data because we don't have any data in our product add new product page. Therefore, we have to get our data because we have in our product table we have to set our date time added and that we get got that brand has model ID and we have to set that manually that date time added column. Therefore, we set the date time. We get the new date time and we set the time zone as Asia Colombo and we set that time zone into our date time. Then we set a format by using format and as this years and month date hour minute second and we set that date and status as one. We have to insert our status in our product table. Therefore we set a status as a one. Then we have all the values to add fill that product table. Therefore, we wrote a query to add all product in our add all product to our product table. We set all the values one by one, and we had add that brand has model, which we get that from lines and status and like date, color, status, email, date. We created one at those values we insert into our product table. Then as a final step, we have to get our product ID for our image has to create a relation with our product ID because we can there in our table there is a product image. Product image has a relation with product ID. Therefore, we have to get our product ID which we insert in last query, we can get that ID from that line, which database connection and insert ID. Then we done process which image inserting process. Then we checked our length of files. That means our files which we send by our send by our script, and we checked how we size we checked what is the size of that files we assigned as a length, and we checked if length is less than or equal to 3, and if length greater than to 0. If it is true, then we run our image insert process. If it is not, we set echo like invalid image count. We can't send more than 3 and less than 1. If it is, we echo error as a invalid file count. Then let's if file is less than 3, we set allowed image extensions. That means we allow that extension, and we set set in array that extension. We have image JPG extension, and those are the valued allowed extension. And we set a for loop because we have multiple files. Therefore, we count that length we got from that line, and one by one we checked. Then we set a if condition is set image file our image img as our variable. It is starting from 0, and they are read first one as a image 0. We insert our image file into that form as a image, and those variable. If there are image in our image equal to our we checked again if that file are there, then we run that query. Then we got that file by using that files and index as our file by using name, by using that img named and concat our variable, and we can get one by one. Then we set a file extension, that file extension variable, file extension equal to our image file type. Then we checked checked using if condition in array. Is there a file allowed image extension allowed image extension is equal to our file extension, which means that our file extension is equal to or is equal to one of the that file extension. If that file extension match to one, then we run that lines. If it is not, we print not an allowed image type. Let's look at the if that file extension is matched. Then we set a new image extension. We checked one by one what is the that file extension is in our file. If it is equal to that file type, we set image extension as that value. And doing it's in that ladder, we can find what is the image extension. Then we set a file name to move that file to our folder. We set a resource folder and product folder. In resource folder, we select our resource folder, and in resource folder we select our product, and we set that title which we got in our this field, and we set our variable in our for loop variable, and we set again a unique ID, and finally we set our extension because we have to tell what is the file and using this extension, and we set a file name. Then we moved that file using move uploaded file. We can set that image file temporary name, that file temporary name, and that file temporary name move to that file which we create that path. Then that file move to that folder with our names, and also we insert that file path into our database as using our product ID, and we can see there we set product image path and product ID. Image path as our file name. That path is the image is saved, therefore path as a file name, and our product ID which we got that from here. Then we set product ID to that particular product. We set that image, and we if those processes are done, then we echo success. If response is equal to success, then we reload our window, and if it is not, we alert our response text. That's how we programmed our add new product process. And thank you.